Recruiting never stops in the world of college football. Welcome on in. Jordan Ham jumps on board. All the news, all the insights, as always. All right, partner. Arizona State finally did it. They finally pulled the trigger on Chubba Purdy, but they didn't stop there.
Now, it's been a busy week for ASU, getting out to see all of the talent that's within the state. And, of course, they did offer Chubba Purdy, 2020 quarterback. Talking to him, obviously, they took 3 quarterbacks in the class ahead of him, but he said that he would be ready to compete, and that was one thing that Rob Likens really liked about his game. And then Denzel Burke over at Saguaro, the 2021 wide receiver, defensive back, can play both sides of the ball for Jason Mons, and Coach Mons thinks that he's absolutely going to blow up this spring.
Jordan, there was a story this last week. Cody Moore was hired by the U of A. He's going to be their senior director of recruiting. It's good to have people in place this time of year to handle all of that. They stick around at South Point. They make a big offer.
Yeah, they offer Bruno Fina, who is just blowing up. We saw USC, UCLA come in the past couple of weeks and offer the South Point Lancer offensive lineman. Yeah, he also picked up an offer from Yale and Oregon State. So you're really seeing things really come together for the offensive lineman. Obviously, his dad played at U of A, played in the NFL for over a decade. So some good bloodlines there for Fina, and U of A jumps in on him.
Talked about Cade Bennett a lot. Georgia Tech comes in. What's the connection? What did they see?
Well, I think that they're also trying to establish a recruiting connection here. They've offered quite a few offensive linemen in the state. You look at Noah Nelson, who we're going to talk about a little bit later. They've offered him, but they're trying to look at some of those guys who could really thrive in their run-heavy offense, and I think Cade Bennett is certainly one of those guys on the interior that could thrive in that sort of system.
Okay, take me through Noah Nelson, because Ohio State jumped on him.
It seemed like the leaders in the clubhouse for his recruitment, at least early on: Michigan, Oklahoma. He visited Michigan twice in the past month. He's going to be visiting Oklahoma for a second time in a couple of weeks, but Ohio State jumps in and offers him. I know that the coaching staff has been all over the state, but he said that they're trying to line up a visit for him in June to go check out the Buckeyes. He also said that Alabama and Stanford among the schools that are also coming out to check him out in spring ball.
I know Chris Ball, Aaron Pflugrad, the whole NAU staff canvassed the state this last week. 7 offers around the state. Walk us through some of those.
Yeah, and it sticks with Williamsfield. We talked about Noah Nelson, but also Andrew Garcia, Cooper Darling. Along that offensive line, Steve Campbell is going to have an all-senior offensive line this year. And then Joshua Gale, the tight end, a big pass catcher for the Blackhawks. Ty Thompson, probably the top 2021 quarterback in the state. He's at Mesquite, had a strong sophomore year, 27 total touchdowns. Jay Rudolph, his older brother Luke, is at NAU. He's with Horizon, the tight end. Also can play some linebacker, had a strong year for Ty Wisdom. And then a first offer for Chaparral running back Jared Williams, 522 yards, 5 touchdowns last season. He filled in nicely for Darvon Hubbard when he went down to injury, and Coach Brent Barnes was saying that he really expects Williams to have a very busy spring as he becomes the featured back in the Firebird offense.
Before we get you out of here, New Mexico State, they come in, they make their presence known, something they've been doing in Arizona through the years.
Yeah, they've had a strong couple of recruiting classes, getting guys, especially when you look up front in the trenches. You saw what they were able to do with Horizon and Desert Edge a couple years ago, really bring over 4 or 5 guys that really has transformed both sides of the football for them. And let's start with Andrew Rumery, who is exactly that, an offensive lineman at Valley Vista. He picks up an offer, I think going to have a busy spring for him. Jeremiah Trojan picks up an offer, as well as one from Ball State. I talked to him last week. He said that the academies are really jumping out to him, as well as a lot of the Ivy League, but New Mexico State getting in on him. And then Elijah Irvin, the wide receiver for Desert Vista, already has an NAU offer, an Abilene Christian offer. He picks up an offer from the Aggies.
No one does it better. No one does it harder. Works at it like Jordan Ham. His content you can check out on the website at sports360az.com.